Have you ever played an MMO in all those years and thought something is off? If so, well, that is the feeling I have right now with Throne and Liberty. Keep in mind, I've been playing MMORPGs since Dark Age of Camelot. I have even worked on two MMORPGs, Black Desert Online and Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. And so my knowledge about MMOs is good, I would say. And I have been playing Throne and Liberty the whole weekend, and I just can't put my finger on it. There's something with this game where it tries to please so many groups of MMO players and tries to have so many different activities in the game that it feels like it never really thought one of those activities to the end, right? Like it seems one of those games which tries to be the everything MMORPG, but all of the elements which are in the game are not very good. And so I have been playing Throne and Liberties over the whole weekend, as I said, and this is my first time playing the game. I haven't played any of the Korean releases, betas, or whatsoever. I haven't really watched too much of the videos, and yes, I know there was quite a bit of drama around the game when it came out in Korea. I completely decided to not care for that and go in blind. And this is probably why I'm still confused. And the first thing you immediately notice is the combat is not what you expected. The combat is old school MMORPG. Point and click, you click on an enemy, and then you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or, well, there are more than 5 buttons, but you get the idea, right? Old school MMO. And that's not really what they are trying to convey with the trailers, even with the in-game cutscenes. Like, everything is super action oriented, and there is even what do they call it, the combat camera, where they're giving you the impression you are playing an action MMORPG, right? You have this little crosshair or dot in the middle of the screen. Your camera is locked to your character. Then you're moving around your view with the mouse, and then you're clicking stuff. But the moment you are logging on to a target, it plays exactly like a tap targeting system. So I'm just somebody who says, okay, you know what? Just let me play it with a tap targeting view, and you can do that. It's a press of the button, but they clearly it's so weird. They clearly wanted to have this action kind of thing, but they also didn't, and they choose something in between, and that just doesn't work out. Now, for me personally, I'm a tap targeting fan. I grew up with tap targeting MMOs, and I was never a huge fan of all those action MMORPGs. Looking at you, Elder Scrolls Online. So for me, this is great. But I totally understand that a lot of people are coming into this game and they are very much confused and not happy that this is a tap targeting system. Another thing is that you can mix classes with each other, right? You can mix two classes and make it your own. But as enticing that sounds at the beginning, you also realize very quickly it's not that fun. For me, at least. It feels like you are losing out on some really cool, unique mechanics when you are going all in on one class. But you kind of need the second class, but also don't. Like, it's this, again, they try to manage all the exits, right? They try to have it all, but they never really thought it to the end. The same goes with PvE. They have a main story, they have world events, they have world bosses which are popping up, they have in-game events which are popping up. Then you can find things in the world, but they're also trying to do PvP, but the PvP seems to be focused on guild versus guilds. And you're like, okay, what is this? What are you trying to do here? Another thing which I found was going around and exploring. The one thing I can definitely say about this game is It's a beautiful world. Like this, I have played the first Descendant, I have played Once Human, but in comparison to, let's say, Throne and Liberty, they're just ass. Like Throne and Liberty has such a handcrafted world. It is beautiful, right? You really feel like the buildings, the castles, the dungeons, everything should be where it is and make sense in the environment. They did such a great job with it. And then they are screwing it up by give you the feeling there's a lot to explore and a lot to find. And then there isn't anything there. Like at the beginning, you were at the beach and there's this tree, right? There's a huge tree. And you can use a grappling hook on the tree. And then you're like, okay, I'm now up the tree. There must be something here, right? There's nothing. It's like, oh, great. Okay. Or you find a book page now and then, and that's it. It's a bit disappointing. Speaking about being disappointing, okay, serious talk here. How is it possible that you have a game where you can use a grappling hook, where you can transform into an eagle to glide around and all that, but you do not have the ability to pull yourself up on ledges? How is that a thing? This could have. I had so many moments in this game where I just backed the game that I could jump on the ledge and pull myself up because the item I need is directly there, and I just need my character to use its arms instead of just flailing them around like an idiot. So that's something which is missing, and I can't wrap my head around it. Another thing where the game is again undecisive of what they want is how do you get equipment? Getting equipment in an MMO is really important. I think we can all agree on that. And so the game is introducing you to crafting. And it's this, yeah, look, you do the crafting, and then you can unlock better items. You can unlock variations of that items to fit it more to your playstyle and the class you were intending to build, right? And you get this feeling of like, yeah, okay, this is a pretty cool system. Okay, I like this. So it's all around crafting and getting the items you want through that crafting. Okay, that's cool. And you're not wasting materials on crafting just stuff you don't need like you sometimes do in other MMOs. But then, a little bit into the game is now starting to give you items. Through quests, through dungeons, through killing enemies, you just find the green items. You find the blue items you can craft. Right? It's this, wait, why would I craft this if I can just find it? Sure, I can craft the specific, but I could also farm this specific dungeon 5 times to get the specific bow I want. Why do you make it look like as if the crafting is the only way on how to receive the items, and then halfway through the game you are starting to actually drop the same items? Bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. Leveling up your equipment is very much like gacha games do it nowadays, right? You need a certain amount of a specific item, then you roll the dice on how many levels you get or how many XP of the level you get. It's very much like Lost Ark. If you played Lost Ark, you know exactly what you were getting yourself into because they're using the same system. And as I just said, I have to make this very clear. I know this sounds super negative, and it isn't. Because I haven't played the game long enough. I played the game for 20 hours, which is a pretty good start to get a feeling. By the way, leveling does not matter. In 20 hours, I was close to end game. I was close to max level, which I personally enjoy. I think leveling is always a churn, and it's only there to slow you down. So when a developer is confident to get you through the levels super quickly, that makes me happy. But I'm just confused about this game. I think that is my biggest takeaway. I'm just absolutely confused about this game, and I don't really fully understand what this game wants to be. And the more I'm playing it, I have the feeling the same goes for the developers. They don't really know what this game is, and it confuses them. But I would definitely check it out when it releases in a few weeks. I mean, it's free to play, right? And at least from when it comes to the item shop, they seem to be relatively a-okay. I'm not a huge fan that they're using the same currency in the auction house they use in the item shop, it seems, so that could become a problem. But we will see when it comes out. Like, so far, Amazon has been listening to the community when they feel like this is not going in a direction they wanted to go. I've seen it with Lost Ark. I've seen it with the other games. That is one of the things Amazon does right. So we will see how it goes. But those are my first impression on Throne and Liberty, and I'm just confused. I'm just confused. I think that's the easiest explanation here. With that said, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like. And also, if you are new to the channel, you love RPGs, survivor games, that's what we are focusing on here, you might want to leave a sub, and I would love to have you. With that said, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.